By the end of the month, average highs are in the low 70s, but you know what? We're well beyond that. We hit highs today in the 80s, and it looks like we're going to do that again tomorrow to kick off the new month. Dew points are in the mid to upper 60s in South Mississippi, and while it's nothing that we can't handle, you may notice it feeling a little bit more muggy outside today, and especially tomorrow and on Thursday. We'll go ahead and look down here. You can see where we've got the water beginning to rise a little bit more. This is beginning to happen more and more as Sally barely gets closer and closer to the Gulf Coast. It's taking its sweet time. I don't really particularly like the humidity, but I just got back from DC a few days ago where it was much drier.
Right.
I had chapped lips, I had a little eczema.
Well, you got to see cherry blossoms.
I did. I got to see cherry blossoms, but I have to admit, my chapped lips, no more, thanks to that high humidity. So
you just stepped off the plane.
Yeah, there is something good out of the high humidity. If the trough decides to dig down a little bit more, that's going to have a greater pull on Ian, thus bringing it up to the north and the east a little bit quicker. This is where we possibly have maybe a little debris that's been lofted because of those tornadoes. Also looks like we may have a debris signature as well into northern Jackson County. When we see that, that typically means we have something on the ground, which is why we want everyone to take this very seriously. For this afternoon, with all the blue sky and sunshine, it's going to be hard to get relief from the heat. And again, the heat index today will be well over 100, could even be as high as 112. The tropics right now, still very quiet. We're not tracking any development over the next 5 days. And part of the reason why the tropics are so quiet, well, it looks like a lot of Saharan dust is moving in over the open Atlantic. That dry, dusty air prevents some of that tropical activity. So ahead of the system, warm and breezy. We will continue to watch the main line of showers and storms roll in this afternoon and evening. And we'll have to watch out for any discrete thunderstorms that form just ahead of the main line. That would increase our tornado risk a little bit more.
Now, WLOX First Alert Weather with meteorologist Taylor Graham.
Well, this morning it was pretty rainy outside, kind of a gloomy start to our weekend. And while we're still seeing some cloud cover out there at this point, some of the rain beginning to move out of the way. Jackson County, I'll show you in a bit, still seeing some of that light rainfall. But once we get towards lunchtime and into the afternoon, rain chances will be lower. Not ruling out maybe a few more isolated showers and storms, but the rain is not going to be as widespread as what we've been seeing this morning. Again, gloomy this morning. Even looking over the sound, we can't really see any of that sunshine thanks to the cloud cover. Feels pretty nice though. 66 currently at the airport, and we are going to be a little bit cooler today with some of the cloud cover and with the wind a little bit more out of the east and northeast. First Alert Radar this morning showing some of those showers still pushing through Jackson County and even over Biloxi and D'Iberville. But we can see here that some of the rain beginning to clear out of the way. However, a few more showers may develop, and it does look like a couple of those starting to pop up into parts of Hancock County. But like I had said, the rain doesn't look to be quite as widespread once we see this first round move out of the way. And we can see some cloud cover behind it on satellite. Reason why we're seeing the rain this morning, well, we have a weak area of low pressure that's beginning to develop a little bit more. And we've also been watching the stationary front just to our south. Because this boundary is to our south, we're getting that wind out of the north at the surface, and that's going to help us to stay a little bit cooler today. Not going to be as warm as what it was earlier this week, that's for sure. You may have remembered with those highs in the 80s. Today, most of us are going to only warm up into the low to mid 70s. This run of Futurecast does show a few more showers popping up this afternoon, but not everyone guaranteed to see rain later today. And then overnight tonight, a lot of the rain completely moves out of the way. I expect most of us to stay dry, and then waking up on Easter Sunday, we may not get a good view of the sunrise if some of the clouds stay in place, but at least we're not going to be dealing with much rain at all. At the very most, just a few isolated showers for Easter Sunday, but I expect many of us to stay dry. It is going to be even a little bit cooler tomorrow, with some of us not even getting out of the 60s. We're aiming for highs in the upper 60s to possibly the low 70s. If a little sunshine peeks through by the afternoon. All in all though, not a bad Easter Sunday forecast, and any of those Easter egg hunts you may have going on in the morning and afternoon look pretty good to go as far as any rain chances. Now we're keeping a chance of rain on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this upcoming week. There is some uncertainty with the forecast. Models are hinting that an area of low pressure is going to be forming in the Gulf of Mexico. And depending on the track of this will really determine how much rain we're going to see. I know what this looks like, but this is not a tropical system. This is not a tropical storm that we're talking about. This is just an area of low pressure that will be forming in the Gulf. So don't want anyone to worry about anything tropical happening at this point. But depending on the track of it, we may be seeing more showers and even a few thunderstorms by the middle of the week. And high temperatures for the most part will be staying in the low to mid 70s.